What's up, guys? In this video I'm going to be talking about week 3. One thing I forgot to mention in week 2, like I always forgot to mention something, was that they might make an appointment to remove your wisdom teeth, like maybe in the middle of boot camp. So I'm going to talk about this. So one of them might be a stick leader, so I'm going to talk about that right now. So by now your division should be assigned their row guards, their A-Rock, R-Poc, obviously. A-Rock has the same cadence, and stick leaders, as well as division front. So there's 20 people in division front, including the 6 stick leaders, and then one of them is like guide on, the other one's PFC. I think so, that's how you say PFC. No, they're separate, I believe. Yeah, I think they're separate. I'm not too sure. It's been a while. What else? Your starboard side, port side, yeoman, master at arms. I think master at arms. I'm not sure. Your section leaders, as in the guys behind the stick leaders. And I think that's it. I'm not sure. I know I'm missing like 1 or 2 more people, but basically in week 3 you get to learn classroom stuff. You'll begin to, if you haven't already, go into classrooms where you'll be taught by instructors. The good thing about these classrooms is that they're not taught by your RDCs, they're taught by non-RDC petty officers or chiefs, so they're a bit more relaxed. They won't scream at you, but if you do fall asleep, like I have trouble falling asleep too, then they're either gonna warn you the first time, or they're gonna make the whole class stand up, which you don't want to do that. So if you're feeling tired, hydrate. If you're still feeling tired, just stand up and go to the back of the class. They're not gonna get angry. You know, they're just seeing that you're trying to stay awake, and that's showing a sign of respect. Because if you're sleeping, that's a sign of disrespect. So if you're feeling sleepy during classroom, just stand up, hydrate, move around, try to stay awake. Because the material they're going to cover in the classroom is going to be in your training guide right here. Oh, whoops, right here. There's going to be blanks, and that's where you got to fill in. So you're going to pretty much learn basic seamanship, first aid, general orders, RTC Maxim, all the basic stuff for the first classroom. Basically all the material is going to be covered in your first academic test, if you haven't already taken it yet. So I'm gonna might as well just tell you guys what's going to be covered on the first test. Alright, maybe anchors away. I'm not sure why I put 2 lines, but anchors away just in case. Recruit chain of command, forget that. RTC Maximum, your general orders of the Sentry, your 11 general orders, your 24-hour time, and Phonetic Alphabet. By Phonetic Alphabet is Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot, Golf, Hotel, all that stuff. And that should be in your start guide from your DEP program. Uniform Code of Military Justice, it's a big one. UCMJ, you gotta learn pretty much the important articles, not all of them, like I did. Survival at sea, first aid training, U.S. Navy ships and aircraft, enlisted grade and officer rank recognition, and uniforms and grooming. That's pretty much a lot of material to cover, but you gotta learn those stuff. And my advice to you is get index cards or note cards or whatever you call them from the next, because they should allow you to go to the next, like around week 2 or something, to get any materials you might need. So go to the next, buy some note cards. I think there's like 50, and just, you have your sewing kit that has a scissor. It's not that good, but what I did was just like fold it into like 3 separate little parts, or 6 separate parts. So folded it and then 3 trifold, and I just like the edges that were bent, and then just rip them apart instead of using the sewing kit, the scissors, because those pairs of scissors suck and you can't buy scissors. I don't think you can, but basically you have to study like this material, like the ships, aircrafts, and all that stuff. Your general orders, obviously, talk to no one in the line of duty, stuff like that. And your chain of command, they'll probably give you your chain of command there. Let me see. So far in my chain of command, since I've last been there, everything from let's just start with Chief of Naval Personnel is Vice Admiral Van Buskirk. Chief of Naval Personnel, Fleet Master Chief is Fleet Master Chief Benning. Commander Naval Location Training Command is Rear Admiral, Rear Admiral Quinn. NATC Force Master Chief Petty Officer is Force Master Chief Baldo. And yeah, by the time you get there, it's probably gonna be changed, probably like 1 or 2 names. But yeah. So I'll put in the description all the material that's gonna be covered in the first exam. I think the advancement though is gonna have more material in it, probably more from the start guide. So that's it. What else? Oh yeah, during the last few days of your week 3, you're gonna know about armed conflict, as in the M9 Mossberg. I'm not sure if you learn that soon though, but once you learn about the weapons and all that stuff, you're gonna start using dummy M9s for your watch. So weapons PO. So someone's gonna be assigned as weapons PO, weapons petty officer, and their job is to make sure that the weapons log is neatly written, because you're gonna give you a book. You have to put in your last name, first name, the serial number of the M9 dummy pistol, how many rounds it has, and I think that's it. And then on the wall it's going to tell you how to properly change from conditions, or how to properly relieved for your next watch. And yeah. What else? I mean, you're going to have a belt with a holster. You're going to put your M9 there with your little chain. You're going to hook it up. So what else? And you should have already taken your first academic test during like the last few days of week 3. And during your 3rd week, you're going to have your first PT. So, trying to remember. During your first PT, we did warm-up exercises, and that wore me out pretty bad. Pretty much jumping jacks, punch this guy while, you know, keeping your knees up. I forget how the exercises were called, but it did wear me out. They will do like a 1 lap exercise, 1 big lap, as in it takes up 2 tracks, if I can explain it right. I keep saying a lot, and I apologize. That might be annoying for you guys. So obviously you're gonna have to pass your sit-ups, push-ups, and your 1.5 mile run. Usually the first one, a lot of people fail because many of them are not in shape, including me. I had like a 14-minute run on my first one when I needed to have a 12-minute and 30-second run, and because of that I couldn't get E2. Push-ups and sit-ups, those were easy for me. I think you need to have like 50 sit-ups and then 42 push-ups to pass for people who are 18. I'm 18, so I joined right out of high school. And everybody else, I mean, you can find the information if you Google it, PRT requirements for Navy boot camp. You'll have your age, be it male or female, and stuff like that. Just don't look at the swimming ones, because they don't really count the swimming times and laps or whatever they have. But yeah, your PT is going to be held in Freedom Hall, the big gym. It's like 2 floors, so it has 4 tracks. What else? So yeah, you do your first PT test, and you can't hydrate unless you have a red belt. If you have a red belt, you can hydrate after you do your sit-ups and push-ups, so you can do your run. But if you don't, you have to bear with it. So it's recommended you do 8 to 12 canisters of water. I just usually get like 6 canisters of water the day before, and you stretch during when they leave for to sleep. So when RTCs leave, you kind of stretch. The PT, I think, was held around, I think, right before lunch or after lunch. I'm not sure. It was our second PT test that was held at like 4 o'clock in the morning, so we didn't have breakfast on our second PT. They're gonna ask you if you took any medication or if you drank less than 8 canisters of water. at Freedom Hall right before you do your PT, don't raise your hand, because they might fail you on the spot for not having enough canisters of water, or if you're like taking any medication that's gonna affect you. But I think that's it for the PT. Sit-ups, push-ups, running. I know they have they have like PT sessions every like 3 to 4 days of the week. Every 3 days or 4 days of every week to go to Freedom Hall, and if not, it's usually indoors. But that's the only time we get to exercise and get ready for the PT test. But yeah, that's about it, guys. I don't know what else to talk about. I already talked about the material that's probably going to be on your first academic test. If you, like I said in the last video, if most of your division pass the academic test, you'll get your first flag. Marching, you'll be marching more as a division now with flags, stick leaders, section leaders, guide on, PFC, road guards, AROC, seating cadence. You probably have to get used to the left, 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 right, left. She's probably going to sing that, depending if you're an integrated division, she, or he if you're not integrated. Pretty much just like your classrooms. If you feel sleepy, just walk up or stand up and just walk to the back of the classroom and just stand up. What else? Know about your they're probably going to start doing about the weapons classes and all that stuff. Watch, beginning to have those dummy M9 pistols. Your first academic test, like I said, and then your first PT. And that's pretty much week 3. Nothing really different besides the added classroom time. I'm trying to remember anything else that I don't want to like say, oh, I forgot to mention in week 3 in my week 4 video. You probably will go to the next. You probably will go to the next and have to get any material that you might need. I'm not sure if I covered this in week 2, but if you do go to the next, try to get at least 3 training notebooks, because the first one is always going to run out, because your RTCs might give you homework, as in like write your general orders like so 11 times and have it done by morning. So it's gonna take you probably like maybe 2 hours just to write the whole thing, general orders 11 times, and you're gonna need a lot of paper. So it's recommended you buy at least 4 training notebooks. And I know the space is gonna be like an issue when you're gonna buy extra stuff. So what I did, if I can explain it right, when you have your AMV drawer, let's just say this, like you're looking at it, and then either the lock's gonna be right over here on the right, and then underneath, like underneath the little slide cabinet, there's enough space for at least 2 notebooks. So what I did is just like slide in 2 recruit notebooks, and that saved me a lot of space. And I think that's it, guys. I don't know what else to talk about. If I do forget, I'll probably mention it in the week 4 video. But if you guys have any questions, please leave a comment. If you want to send me a message, go ahead, I'll answer it there. I am kind of busy from 6 p.m. to midnight, so if you do leave a question like around 5ish, I probably won't get back to you until the next morning. And yeah, please thumbs up, it really helps out. And if you want to see more videos like these, please subscribe. But yeah, any questions, leave a comment, guys. I'm willing to help out anybody. So take care, guys. See ya.